right, welcome back to Cricket for Americans. Nick here, and I am bringing you a solo cricket discussion. I'm not going to call it an R3 wickets just because, even though I'm going to be talking about today's first match of the 2020 Women's IPL season, T20 Challenge, I just want to talk about Women's T20 altogether. I'm excited to check out the match on Saturday. I'm excited to get a sneak peek at some other matches here and there. I did watch some of the match today when I got a chance, but I just want to talk about women's cricket in general. I am, like I'm sure you are, I'm a fan of cricket. I'm a fan of true cricket, and I want cricket to grow. But I really want the women's cricket to grow. I want women's sports to grow all around the world because I see phenomenal athletes. I see phenomenal performances by these women in basketball. I've seen it in softball. I've seen it now in cricket and soccer, obviously, football, so many different other avenues. And I think the game should be pushed. I think all of us sports fans should embrace it and realize that these girls in any kind of sport that are athletes, they are serious athletes and they can seriously play. So I'm hoping that as we push women's IPL and we push women's cricket, that you guys are going to join us on the ride and you guys are going to help us grow this even more. I think that would be fantastic. But talking about the Women's T20 Challenge, I want to do a little bit of the history. This is not even an overview. This is just a little bit of a history. Just talk about it because I wanted to learn myself. And I was shocked to find out that the tournament was first introduced in 2018 in Mumbai. That was its inaugural season, just 2 seasons ago. And it looks like, it doesn't really say cut and dry here, but it looks like it started off with just 2 teams, the Supernovas and the Trailblazers. 2 teams. And I can't find too much about the information here, but I think it was just a 1 match. That was it, just 1 match, I believe. And it was between those 2 teams in 2018, and the Supernovas won the first title of those 2 teams that qualified. They beat the Trailblazers by 3 wickets. And then last year in 2019, they introduced a new team. Thank goodness, you got to have more than just 2 teams. Give me a break. The Velocity. And the Velocity made it to the final. They had a 3-team tournament. They made it to the final, and the Supernovas won again. So the Supernovas, for all intents and purposes, they're like the Mumbai Indians in women's IPL. They are the OGs. They are the 2-time championships. I know before you say it, but Mumbai didn't win the first 3 championships. I get it. But I'm saying Mumbai is now the class of the league. They are this season again. They have 4 titles. Supernovas have the 2 titles in the only 2 seasons. And I'm sure they're looking to get a 3rd, right? The 3-peat. Can you imagine that? In a inaugural challenge, the first 3 years you get the 3 championships. But getting to today's match, we had the Supernovas and we had the Velocity. We had a rematch of the finals from last year. And I'm watching this match. I came in during the death from the first inning. Supernova were batting. And I'm sitting there watching it and I'm thinking about it. And I'm thinking to myself, I decided to start there in the replay because I wanted to get the good stuff going on. And I'm listening to the commentators teach me about women's IPL. And they're talking about Supernova's 2-time championship. I thought they had been around for many, many years, not just the 2 years. And I'm watching the Velocity, and I'm looking at the bowlers. I'm looking at the performance they're giving, and I'm looking at the score. Supernovas ended up scoring 126 runs in their 20 overs. And I'm trying to find the exact over by over, but this site is not giving it to me. But regardless, they had a pretty decent lead. I want to say they got to 100 early on in the death. So they had a plenty of time to get that run up there. And they looked like they were just going to dominate. But I was really impressed with Velocity's bowlers. And I'm sitting there thinking, I need to pick a team in the women's IPL. Velocity might be my team. I just like the cut of their jib, so to speak. There's just something about the team that drew me to them, even though they're not the returning champs. And that's always a safe pick, right? I picked Mumbai not for that reason, but that's always a safe pick. But then these bowlers, right? These bowlers, let me see. Let me look at the right team. Mister, I am way out of it. Here we go. Jahanara Alam. I watched her first over. She gets a wicket. She got 2 wickets from catches. Great catches. I loved her enthusiasm. And then you had bowlers like, which one was, oh yes, Ekta Bisht. 3 wickets in 4 overs, only 22 runs, economy rate of 5.5. And then, oh yeah, there's that woman, Kasparek, 4 overs, 23 runs, 2 wickets. And she had a wide, but not too many extras given. They basically shut down, for the most part, the velocity in the death. All right, here it is. So from what I'm looking at, the Supernovas, they batted first, okay? They got 50 runs in the 10th over. So it wasn't really a great start. But then they really picked it up because they had 100 runs just 5 overs later in the 15th over before, right before the death started. 100 runs. And they only got 28 in the rest of the death. The rest of the match, they got 28. And with these pitch in Sharjah, with this pitch being so destroyed, 128 is not a horrible score. It's not a horrible score. It's not the best score. It's not the score you'd hope for, but it's not a horrible score. And I thought to myself, Nick, you like velocity for whatever reason. You like velocity. They just appeal to you right away. They're going to lose this match. And it's going to be a CPL situation. But I said to myself, what happens if they win this match? That would be fantastic. And I can always say, I thought about them first. But I wasn't ready to commit yet because I was just watching it for fun. And velocity goes up there, and they weren't doing too much better to start off with. I watched most of their inning. They got their 50th run in the 11th over, near the end of the 11th over. But then 6 overs later, they got their 100th run, and they actually chased with the second to last ball in the match. They chased and they beat the defending champs. This isn't a championship game. It's their one regular season match against the Supernovas, but they beat them, which is a huge, huge match. And I'm sitting there watching as the death is looming. Right, I think it was right before the death. And this player, Loose, man, 37 runs on 21 balls. She had this 6 that just went out of here. She had a bunch of 4, strike rate of 176. If we were doing R3 wickets, she would definitely be what I liked. Her and the bowlers for velocity. But then also, the sad thing is that Raj, the captain, she had a horrible appearance for her. 7 runs on 19 balls. She was just struggling. And she's the captain, strike rate of 36. Oh, test. Ouch. And then Shafani was a huge wicket. She went down just 11 balls, but she had 4 boundaries, 17 runs. She was cooking. But Verma and Luce and Krishnamurthy, absolute class. Absolute class. They all had strike rates over 100. They all got over 25 runs. It was absolutely fantastic. But Luce, she won man of the match, woman of the match. She was fantastic. And I'm going to say it right now. Velocity's my team. I was appealed to them right at the start. I had a chance, and I'm usually going for the batsmen, right? I had a chance to see their bowlers, and I just really liked their energy. I liked their attitude. I love the attitude and the energy from the Supernova bowlers, too. They have some fine bowlers. Let me get to the Supernovas because they had some serious bowlers. Here we go. We have Kaka. We have, who was the other one that really impressed me? Was it Selman? Was it Selman with, no, she had no wickets. I still think she impressed me. Poonam Yadav, I think she's a serious stud. RP Yadav, they said that she's there every single year. But, Kaka really impressed me with her 2 wickets. And, she had a maiden over. She was phenomenal. She was able to place it very nicely. She was able to let her fielders get some work in. She gave up the 5 fours, but 0 sixes, and she did have the 2 wides. There was no balls whatsoever by these bowlers, which was serious class. I hate those no balls. But it was an exciting match. I did not think the velocity were going to chase. I'm like, okay, it figures. I'm rooting for them, and they're going to lose. It's going to be a Trident situation all over again, but it wasn't. This is their only matchup in the regular season against the Supernova. If they see them again, it'll be in that final, so we'll see what happens. Supernova are trying to get that three-peat. But I really like this match. Those are my few thoughts about it. I wanted to just share a few of my thoughts because I did see a lot of the match. I want to talk to you about it. I want this to grow. I want to learn more about it so I can have more to say. My thing is I want to know, what did you think about this match? Did you check it out? Hopefully you did, because there is no men's IPL. I mean, we are such in the habit of checking it out. Let me know if you watched it. Let me know what are some of your thoughts. Let me know about some of the players that I mentioned there. Are these great players? Are these new players? They've been around for a while. They've been on different teams, even though it's only the 3rd year. Let me know what you think. I think it's a shame. I'm going to say it right now. I've said it many times in the stream. It is a shame that there's only 3 teams and there's only 4 games, including the final in this season. I mean, that's, in my opinion, that's an embarrassment for these women, for these cricketers. You tell me they don't want to play more than 2 matches? You telling me if they get to the, no, they play 2 matches and then a third if they get to the final. You're telling me they don't want to play more than 3? You tell me they don't want at least a season of at least 6 games? Can we get at least 6 games? Can we get at least, 4 teams? That would be fantastic. They have 3 teams right now, piece by piece. At least I can say in the future I was there. Their first year or second year they went to 3 teams. I was there the first year Velocity won the championship. That's right. Let's go, Velocity. I'm super excited. Let me know what your thoughts are. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I know I'm a novice here. I know I didn't, give any expert analysis. This is my very first women's IPL match that I'm going to and talking about it, but I want to get the conversation going. I want you to continue it. Don't forget to join me on Saturday for my stream with Gabe. He should be there. Very, very busy man, believe it or not. He is. I say believe it or not because he's there at every single stream, but this guy is super busy. Hopefully he'll be there with me, and you'll be able to enjoy some women's cricket with us, women's IPL. Don't forget to come back next time. And until next time, that was a nice shot.